have against the Beastmaster. So LFY draft looking pretty good. Keen have to pick something that doesn't care too much about the Death Prophet. Are they just gonna pick like Dragon Knight here? I could see them just picking Dragon Knight. It's another Sun for the Lycan. It does okay in the lane against the Death Prophet. I don't love it necessarily, and I don't think Dragon Knight has been that good. But, okay, they are just gonna go for Lifestealer instead, so I guess that means what? Razor is heading mid, Beastmaster off lane, and then Lifestealer is gonna be there. Okay, so they want the Razor away from the Batrider, I suppose. I was focused too much on the Death Prophet match, but this is really about who is going to be laning against the Batrider, because they don't want Razor to just get completely dumpstered. And unfortunately, because they've picked the Disruptor, they've made their safe lane significantly weaker. So they need whatever the safe lane hero is to be able to sort of sit there and farm by himself. So they have some Lifestealer vehicles. I mean, there's like the Hawk, which is always kind of a tenuous one, especially these days. They pretty much only do physical damage, so I feel like it's very easy for LFY to itemize this game. Like, this Death Prophet could very easily buy Yules and Aeon Disc and Ghost and not really feel threatened, because there's just no magical damage to speak of at all. There's like a Plasma Field, a little bit off of the ET Stomp, and then Static Storm and Thunderstrike, and that's about it. So I feel like this DP can quite easily just tank up and go from there. Make sure that I switch over the overlays. You guys can actually see the top bar. There you go. Nice, nice, nice.
Prepare for battle.
Normally.
See, Keen, I feel like I don't like Keen's draft that much, but I feel like they're fired up because they're like, "Hey guys, we got another chance to get out of this group stage." You know, they probably looked at that 4-3 record and like, "Is this good enough?" It wasn't at first, but then a couple other teams dipped down to meet up with them. So we got Afu on Tusk, Super on Death Prophet, Inflame on Batrider, Yao on Warlock, Monet on the Lycan. On the other side, it's Yuna on ET, Dark on Beastmaster. Oh no, I've set myself up for failure here. I don't know these two players. I can look it up though. Let's see. Team Gaming. No, they don't go by anything other than these. Oh, it says Ying and Xianming. All right. And then finally we have who's there? I don't know. They have a standard at the moment. Do they not have Nevius, or does he have a different tag? Anyway, I've really set myself up for failure here trying to introduce the players, but it is actually going to be. Is it 2 Bounty Runes apiece? No, it's going to be, yeah, 2 Bounty Runes apiece. Yeah, picking those up. It's actually, wait, is this side lane Death Prophet and Batrider heading mid? So they're actually still going to try and force this Batrider versus Razor matchup. I don't know if this is as scary for the Razor on mid lane as it is on the side lanes, because there isn't as much room for him to get chased down, but still not going to be fun. Disruptor's going to come in here and try and help out a little bit, and are they actually just going to dodge again? Yeah, alright, so Lifestealer swapping over. He wants to be up against the Bat. Razor doesn't want anything to do with this lane. He doesn't have side lane items though, so this is going to be a little bit of a problem. And LFY even preparing themselves to swap anyway. They're already running the Death Prophet over, and then they will probably have the Batrider TP down, so I don't know. Lifestealer's just gonna follow the Batrider. Oh god. Is this really the play? Oh. Harass him a little bit, why not? Force the rage. 6 stacks. How many stacks is too many stacks? Okay, so Lifestealer's chasing... Who's chasing who? Batrider's chasing away Lifestealer, but Lifestealer wants to stay in the same lane. Razor gets a couple of seconds to farm. Disruptor is taking mid lane at the moment. Alright, Razor's waiting for his TP scroll, because he's getting run at by Bat, who's now level 2. This is just a complete mess. What's happening top? Let's go check in on that. Alright, so Monet's farming a little bit. I don't think that this harassment is really going to amount to too much. Warlock should be able to keep the Lycan up, and he's going to get okay farm. So let's follow this, the comedic antics of what's happening with Batrider, Lifestealer, Razor, and Death Prophet. Man, Disruptor's getting plenty of farm here. Look at this. He's CSing up a storm. My only concern is if they keep swapping like this, I think the Lifestealer and the Razor are going to end up falling behind. But, I mean, for now they have some CS to their names, so not doing too badly. And are LF done with trying to swap up these lanes? Yeah, looks like maybe they are. Nope. Mad body blocks onto Yuna. He's gonna be okay. Still managed to get the creep wave pull, so Gaming able to keep on farming back over here. Super at least giving the Razor a bit of a hard time, bullying him since he is somewhat underleveled. But these two range creeps will help remedy that. Now up to level 3. Man, the Lifestealer is like a decent laning answer, but is the Lifestealer even that good this game? I think they saw the Batrider pick and just kind of crapped their pants a bit about the fact that, oh, we can't put this Razor against Batrider at all. He doesn't want to play that lane. But now they have a Lifestealer who also late game doesn't really play that well against Bat, and I don't think Nakes is particularly inspiring against Death Prophet or Lycan. This Lycan really feels like he's going to have a pretty darn good game. So long as they counter-initiate at least a little bit, if he gets roared, I think Monet is going to be just fine. And he can just turn up to the fights late as well, after spells have been used. Disruptor, ooh, just barely gets the TP out over at bottom. Not quite enough damage. I think if Inflame had that extra level in something, that would have been good. Yao going to get dove underneath the tower. First Blood is actually over at top. Well, I said that the Lycan would be fine, but same cannot be said for poor old Warlock. Not a whole lot that Lycan could really do to help him out there. So Beastmaster has utter free farm. 23 and 5. Lycan still getting pressured a little bit. I don't know, maybe this Keen Gaming Tricore, if they just get out of the laning stage and start running at you, that's where LFY could be in pretty big trouble. Their two supports feel a little bit lacking this game, potentially. Oh, Bat getting jumped on, takes some harassment, but it's about the end of that story. Ooh, Afu trying to keep it south. How much longer can he hang on to it? Not long enough. Afu actually might end up going down here. One more auto attack from the Disruptor. Almost enough. Another dive up top. They really just want to go on this Warlock, and Monet is going to do his best to try and help him out, but looks like he's just going to get punched down. The Tusk does end up dying at mid. Yeah, still healing up with the Shadow Word. He can juke through. Oh, he ate the wrong tree. Yuna's still on the chase. Dark with another set of X's is going to finish him off. Okay, so Disruptor came in here, put down a ward, and got one more Thunder Strike on the Warlock. This is not looking great for LFY. Tusk's not really putting any pressure on the lanes because he's not a hero that can pressure lanes. Batrider gonna pop the Firefly, but Lifestealer just goes right on him, and he's not even worried about the 3 stacks of Sticky just yet. Just holding on to the Rage. He is maxing it out pretty early on here. I mean, it's not the most surprising build. But Razor seems to be doing just fine. Super actually getting denied pretty heavily at mid. Doesn't really have a whole lot. Just working towards some phase boots. Guess he really wants those against the static link. Disruptor getting gone on. Does manage to get the kinetic field down. He gets up onto the high ground. He's got the Fairy Fire. He survives for now. Is he going to need to deny himself because of the Shadow Word? Razor now runs forward. Unfortunately, the Unstable Current hit onto the Tusk, so it won't be able to chase down the Death Prophet any further. Just ends up being Disruptor going down, but some space for the Razor to farm up. This Death Prophet is going to have to head back and tap that Shrine. Disruptor was just a little... It must have been the very last tick that killed him there. Because he could have just suicided the Ancients if he wanted to. Dark getting punched. Tusk does have all of his spells available, so he can block off this ramp. Dark, I think, is kind of realizing the situation that he's in right now, and... Oh, alright, that snowball's gonna finish him off. Meanwhile, Death Prophet at mid lane. These dives from Keen. They're just going under the towers and killing you there. And this is creating so much space. Inflame forced to just cut waves at bottom. I'm gonna get his clarity cancelled at the very least, but ooh, can he get Disruptor's clarity? No. Disruptor's clarity survives. You know, with the solo shrine. And wow, this tier 1 tower is already very low, in fact. Alright, this Lycan's gonna have to do some work. Does almost have his Dominator, so there's some kill potential there. And second attempt on Super's life at mid. He's got these phase boots, but he's not particularly tanky. He runs forward for some CS, could end up going down.
Nothing for you.
Very difficult if he gets caught in the sleep, and he's just gonna get kinetic fielded and probably killed off. Oh, there's the sleep, there's the link. They're gonna try and turn this around. He's throwing out the Spirit Siphons for dear life, but down he goes. Nice lasso from the Batrider, but where's the follow-up damage? You just have to try and run him down. They've got the snowball coming through. It's gonna catch onto both of them. Inflame making the nice rotation. Looks like it is going to be LFY finally getting something. Lifestealer also coming over now. Afu down, Glimpses on cooldown. There is a kinetic field, but looks like Inflame should be okay. He doesn't have the Firefly anymore, actually. Yeah, he's got Shrine. And he'll be just fine. And Lycan died at top? Solo killed? Well, everyone else was mid, right? So was that just Beastmaster just straight up solo killed Lycan? That's not a good look. Alright, Lycan, you gotta get him back. Gotta use this Dark Troll Summoner along with your ulti. Go and find a kill somewhere. Who is actually the most valuable target right now? Oh, they're all about equal worth it. Lifestealer is not going to be very easy to go for with Rage and Infest. But alright, they are smoking their Lycan over towards mid lane. This gank is a little bit telegraphed because of the lack of a Lycan in the safe lane, but still looking for it. I mean, you just look at Razor. He knows exactly what's going on. Yeah, Radiant Scan pretty much reveals it completely. So just going to use the Thunderstrike. They're going to come running in here, though. Alright, it looks like it's just going to be Disruptor to fall. They're also going to be TPing in the Lifestealer here. Disruptor surviving a little bit longer. Lifestealer pops through the creep. There's going to be an Exorcism pop to use it. The Rage. He actually needs to be really careful about this. The Lycan ultimate's still running for a little bit too long, and he's just suicided here. They are going to finally get the roar on the Lycan, though. Dark making the rotation. Double kill for Razor. Super still getting chased down. Looks like those phase boots are going to get him out of harm's way. Alright, that was really weird. But I guess Lifestealer TPing kept them there, so it did actually set up for the later kills. Just did not look like the smartest play that I've ever seen. That was an Exorcism used not to get any damage on the tower at all, though. So I might actually call that a win for Keen. Especially given that that was supposed to be a bit of catch-up for Lycan, and then he just ended up dying anyway. Beastmaster is just going to be going for the Necrobook build this game. I am a little bit surprised not to see a Shadow Blade from him, but this does signal that Keen are very much on a 5-man kind of game plan. I guess hoping to punish the relatively long cooldowns of LFY. Oh, Disruptor's dead. So what are his other options? He could go Medallion, which is okay, but I don't think he really needs it. I'm personally a pretty big fan of Shadow Blade. Their initiation is not so great, but it does really seem like they're just planning on 5-manning. You look at this Lifestealer, he's going Armlet Deathso. The Razor's wasting no time either, he's just going for a drum. It really seems to me that they're hoping to take this early game lead and then just jam it right down LFY's throats. And it's a really good way to play against the Batrider. So, as much as their heroes have a couple of deficiencies, I think, against the Bat, this game plan is something that Batrider is really not equipped to deal with until he gets, like, Blink, Force Staff, BKB, which is a lot of farm for Inflame to grab. He is the #1 net worth hero on LFY, but I think that's more of a sad sign for LFY than it's a good sign for Inflame. They do have the Chaotic Offering. They're looking for this fight over at mid. Exorcism up in 15 seconds time, and this can end up being a tier 1 for tier 1 trade across the map. What creep does Lycan have? Just has a Hellbear Smasher and Dark, along with the Disruptor rotating over. They've got the Static Storm up. There's also off cooldown. They're backstabbing this Death Prophet. Super gonna go and hide in amongst this team, but DT Stomp scouts them out. Doesn't connect into anything. The Lifestealer now also TPing in. He's got this armor that's gonna do big damage. They're gonna try and focus down the lightning. Can they actually do it? Monet just barely surviving and stuck inside of the kinetic field. Super also getting punched down. He's glimpsed back. Keen Gaming looking like they're doing it here. They do end up losing one, and the Fatal Bond's actually doing good work, but they can't quite finish off the Lifestealer, it looks like. He's getting kited around somewhat by the Sticky, and Afu will close the door on him with the Ice Shards. Ends up being a 3-for-3 fight at the end of the day, pretty much completely carried by the Warlock. Chaotic Offering along with the Fatal Bonds just killing off everybody. I mean, no one else really did anything, but still. Actually, well, I didn't even see the numbers. I think that's pretty good for Keen. The fact that they can pick themselves up now and just go right back to fighting, whereas LFY can't do anything for like 80 plus or 120 plus seconds, should mean that Keen find a couple of pickoffs here and maybe find another objective. I do kind of like the way that they're playing this. Super, no use. I don't think there's any way out of this for him. He immediately throws down the 2 Spirit Siphon, just gonna try and stand his ground. The Lifestealer is pretty healthy, so at the very least he is healing a lot off of the Siphon, but he's going to get glimpsed back. Snowball save attempted. Can they actually keep Super alive? It looks like they will be able to. There's no Infest for this fight still. He's got Armor Toggles and he's got 6 charges though, and the Razors now also arrived. They just can't quite seem to kill him. Can he get the Infest damage? They don't even need it. They've got the Axes flying in from the other side. Now the Roar onto the Tusk. Yao is low. Inflame is doing everything that he can. 18 wand charges on the Lifestealer. Gets those off. Will get into the Rage, but still finished. Though Inflame will lose his life for that kill, and it's going to end up being a 2-for-3. Lycan nowhere to be found. TP Scroll on cooldown for Monet. No Shapeshift. He was just busy farming up over in the Radiant Jungle, and then it's going to end up being another winning fight for the Keen Gaming side. But LFY are going to have another opportunity to rebut in just a bit. 50 seconds. They've got 20 seconds to go on the Exorcism. Super is not Super had a pretty shocking game. Not a shocking game, but he had a pretty bad game on the Dragon Knight last game, and these are his heroes, Dragon Knight and Death Prophet, and just doesn't really seem to be on his usual form. Afu, nice little dodge on the stomp there. I don't know if he would have died, but he would have taken a bunch more damage. Would have got axed in the face. Tier 2 is almost dead. Dark still keeping the pressure up. Monet popping Shapeshift to escape? To farm? There isn't really anybody nearby him at the moment. I don't know. And Razor just going to be going for a BKB. Yeah, King Gaming are very much on this. Let's just 5-man and win the game before LFY really even come online. And that seems to be working. LFY are looking for a pick-off. They've got the Batrider Blink. What do they see? They got some vision over here behind the mid-tier 1 tower, so that's definitely going to be the angle that they take. Also have the Chaotic Offering. Still no Shapeshift for 80 seconds though, so I don't really have Monet contributing to this fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
In gaming, just playing together, waiting for this Lifestealer to pick up his Desolator. After that, if they win a fight, or even if they force some big ultimates, they can quite easily head into the Roshan. Oh, lasso onto the Beastmaster. These TPs are taking a little bit. Can they actually finish this kill? They've got the snowball coming in from the shrine. He does manage to grab the tower, but will be brought down. And Lycan split pushing all the while, so they won't be able to shove these lanes out and immediately get back on the map for Keen. Anything that LFY can do to delay. Every pickoff. Oh, Alpha's almost got a blink, in fact. Alright. I was a little bit worried about the snowball actually being a save against the roar, but they're looking like they should be able to do it. Oh, glimpse him back into the stomp. Run forward. Can he get the snowball off? He's going to hope for it. But they drop the Static Storm on his head as well, and Yao is not willing to carry Chaotic Offering. to try and salvage that. There isn't a fight to be taken without these two ults, so let the Tusk die, save it for now. Keen continuing to exert some more pressure over here, and another ward just getting missed just barely by the sentry. Oh, Inflame was feeling confident, but he just got straight up roared and will be brought down very, very quickly. Unfortunately for the Dire team, for LFY, they've put all of their vision over on the Radiant side of the map, but that isn't really where Keen want to be playing. They need the Lycan to keep on pressuring bottom so that they can actually utilize these wards a little bit, but it's not that safe for him this game. That's the problem when you're playing against the Beastmaster and Disruptor. You never quite know if you're going to get glimpsed back into a roar, or if the Beastmaster's running at you. At least you can kind of see the idea behind these wards now, right? Lycan applies pressure bottom. There are people getting ready to come and gank him if he pushes too far, but he knows exactly what's going on, so he can kind of play this bottom lane to the max and continue finding some really nice farm. But we'll have to see if he's going to be able to start carrying these team fights once he gets the Necrobook picked up, because this Death Prophet is just so far behind. Super has barely any farm, doesn't have the level 12 just yet. They're smoking to their wards, but this is a dangerous fight. Keen Gaming are near their shrine. They at least know that the Elder Titan is over towards mid, but this is a really dangerous jump. If that shrine gets tapped, they're trying to drag him away from it. Razor, can they burst him down? They've got the Fatal Bonds into everybody. Razor's actually dropping really quickly. The shrine is going to get... Well, it's going to get used, but not really helping too much. Lifestealer getting kited around, and the Death Prophet is actually surviving through everything with the Siphons. Can they even kill the Super? He kites off to the other side of the fight. It looks like LFY are doing it. They do manage to pop out the Lifestealer. He gets a little bit of a heal. Razor buying back, but looks like it might just be for a second death. Lifestealer also buying back. Keen Gaming are just throwing bodies at this, and it's Monet finding a triple. Yao might even manage to TP out in the face of the Lifestealer. They lose the Tusk and the Death Prophet in the end, but it is a 6-for-2 fight. We'll just wait for that fight recap to finish processing, because that is going to be an enormous win. Oh my god. 3.3k, what? 3.2k gold? Another 4k experience swing? Oh my word. Plenty of damage done on both sides, but Super, the amount of damage that he did relative to his net worth in that fight was huge. And the Warlock as well. The Fatal Bonds has actually proved to be so valuable. With the Exorcism running and the Firefly down, the Razor just absolutely melted. Didn't have a chance at all. But Keen, I mean, their lineup and the way that they're playing, they have to pick themselves up. They have to brush themselves off and try and find some kills. Lifestealer could go for an infest if he wanted to come along for this smoke. They do need his damage. Ooh. Dire scan. I don't know if they've realized that this is happening though, since it did clip the Lifestealer a little bit. I really feel like they need his damage, however. Ooh. Alright. Courier, not really worth taking, but they know that there's something at the end of this path. Unfortunately, Dark won't even manage to get off the roar. Nice lasso coming in from Inflame. They're going to lose the Disruptor quickly. Lifestealer doing his best in these fights, but he's getting controlled by the punch. He does manage to hop inside a creep, and that's going to be his way out of here. But LFY are going to hunt for more. They've actually got the Shapeshift coming off cooldown soon for the Lycan unit. They get chased down, they get the Yules off, and this is going to be a very dead Elder Titan, and it's looking like LFY at this point are starting to take control of this game. The long cooldown ultimates are starting to matter less and less as we go on. And there's still tier 1 towers standing around the map. Yeah, I thought LFY were getting punished, but turns out not really. Still a good Batrider game. Lycan's farming really nicely. They haven't really been able to control him. Super having a bit of a slow one, but his teammates more than making up for it here. Oh, they're gonna do great. Alright, that glimpse went absolutely nowhere. Monet went right back where he was. They defend the tier 1, but there's also farm happening for Afu over on the other side. And Keen now just hoping that this Desolator plus BKB timing for the Razor is gonna be enough for them. They need to win a fight so that they can take Roche, but winning a fight is not easy. LFY still have pretty much everything off cooldown, so they're actually the ones itching for a little bit of a battle. Yeah, picking up a glimmer, the defensive items coming out from the supports. Yuna even just trying to buy a BKB, realizing that the only way that they're winning this game is if everybody just pops BKB, runs in, and they can hopefully beat LFY to death before they can do anything. Because they only do physical damage pretty much. Oh, nice initiative. Nice counter initiation from the Disruptor. He played dumb, but there's a great snowball save. So Batrider's still just fine, and now they're all trapped by the shards. Razor getting pushed back a little bit. Just gets completely torn apart by the Lycan, who keeps on running through. Now he finds the Disruptor. They've got the Lifestealer lassoed up. He'll be the next to fall. Monet gets himself a triple. Oppo's even looking for more. Gets a little shard block onto Yuna. Unfortunately, this team can't quite chase that far, but all you need to know the state of this game is that Tusk currently has himself 10 urn charges. LFY have just been winning fight after fight after fight. Great place for them to win a fight as well, as they now head into the Roshan. ET also getting caught out here. Those sticky stacks are adding up, and I mean, it's just a supporting cast from LFY, but they're going to find yet another kill. Aegis on the Lycan. And now what? Now it's a 7k. Oh no, this game is mega over. I don't know what they do from here. Lifestealer's only going to get kited more as the game goes on. There's going to be Force Stabs, BKBs, Ghost Scepters. You name it, LFY are going to have it. Same kind of story for the Razor. Beastmaster's still no initiation items, so his only option is just to walk up. They do have glimpse potentially, but... Oh, Roar coming in, but Dark immediately has to turn tail and run. That's just a completely wasted Roar. And the Necrobook also being activated. LFY only 75 seconds to go on their Chaotic Offering, and they are firmly in the driver's seat. Really taking revenge against Keen. They 2-0'd them out of the open qualifiers, but it could be LFY here knocking Keen Gaming out of the closed qualifiers. If they lose this, they will still have to play up against IG, but I believe if they lose that game, then we won't play the... There's no need. Oh, actually, yeah, they won't bother breaking the tie between IG and LFY, since it'll just be a seeding thing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, well, tier 2 down soon. As much as it's difficult for Batrider to initiate into a 5-man lineup, it's also really difficult for a Beastmaster with no initiation item to do the same thing. So, LFY just taking complete map control. Necrobook's doing a little bit of dewarding as well, certainly helpful. And yeah, Tusk is going to make this Lifestealer's life hell. Between the Snowball, Shards, Punch, Force Staff. Keen really struggling to... They really had to dig deep to try and find an answer to this Batrider. Why did they even pick Razor? That's my question here. What made this a good Razor game at the time that they picked it? They try and go on Super, but he's A-okay. They just whiff the combo entirely. And looks like Elder Titan going to be dying once again, trying to get that backpack TP desperately out. No, he's being found. See ya. Another stop. Buy a couple seconds, why not? Waste a little bit more time, juke around. Who gets the kill? It's going to be Super. They have all of their cooldowns. They're right in front of this tier 2. Top lane's not really getting threatened that much. LFY, I think they can actually just go high ground to force them back if they really want to. Afu maybe has different ideas? No, surely they just go high ground. Look at this. Afu is like, no, I want to push out mid. He's getting pinged by Yao. He's like, no, just come push their high ground. Don't worry about mid. We're super strong. The ET high ground defense would have been a little bit of a nuisance, but he's dead. Glyph's already been used, and just look at this Rax melt. Flame jumping in, but that's just to force the Glimpse out. It's actually a really nice play, because now the Glimpse is on cooldown, so they can't really chase them when they leave. So now LFY just walk away. I mean, what was Dark doing here? He's running forward like he can make a play, but there is no play to be had. I think LFY can even just sit here and hit their shrine if they want to, right? Maybe they don't want to fight with the Exorcism on cooldown, but that's King Gaming's only window. They have to. They smoke right now. LFY can probably just sit right on this hill if they want to. Is that what they're pinging? Or are they going all the way back to base? Alright, Radiant Scan does reveal that there is nobody up this hill. There's no kill to be found, and yeah, LFY. Only way that they lose this is if they get caught without their spells. So it looks like they're just gonna go sit in their base for 77 seconds. Oh, and they know exactly what's going on. Dire Scan, Inflame, jumps in, gets the lasso onto the Razor, and now they've got the Rock dropping down. Razor going to be able to pop the BKB and turn it around a little bit. They've got to stop, but everybody's hopping inside of the Snowball. They dodge the Earth Splitter. They've already lost one. Lycan taking some damage, but he does have the Aegis, chooses to recommit, wants to go for the Razor, chunk him down. Super's charging forward, one more nuke. The Lifestealer trying to find an Infest target. Can he get inside of Dark? Looks like he will be able to, but unfortunately, that trip just got cancelled. And that will be a triple kill for Super. Slow start, but Monet now godlike, and LFY, despite losing 2, still going to win that team fight extremely handedly, and now they are 13k net worth ahead. They could have even just not taken that fight if they wanted to, but they are just so far ahead. Feels like the Lifestealer's not doing anything. Razor's just getting bursted. He's even bought a plate mail just to try and survive, but doesn't really feel like it's doing enough. And LFY, I don't know. They can do whatever they want. Could wait for Roche. Could keep on farming.
Radiant's middle tower
I think the game only gets easier from here.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Do they have any items coming up? Both of their heroes are buying AC. One of you guys needs to not buy AC. Please. Classic Lifestealer, also silenced, also snowballed, also walrus punched, also dead. Monet beyond godlike. Maybe they should have banned this Lycan, but they're going to be riding on his back all the way through into that top 4.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, why not? Take the other shrine. Maybe wait for another exorcism. Play it nice and safe. No reason to rush. They got the gem now on the Batrider, so can get complete map control. Beastmaster Shadowblade not really going to be doing that much at this stage. I don't know if the game would have been that different if he'd gone Shadowblade first. It seemed like Keen's plan was we might lose some team fights, but we're just going to win the game fast enough that they're not going to be able to always team fight us. Which I can kind of get, you know, if they'd won a really crucial team fight and they have the Necro 3, then I think the Necro 3 and the Deso, they can potentially take a lane of Rax. But they never quite got these early towers down quickly enough for that to work out, and LFY's team fight really just kind of came online. Not to mention the fact that the Lycan was just AFK farming the entire time and now has his own AC. Oh. Everybody wanted that invis, nobody's gonna get it. Inflame takes to the skies, and he is hunting for a kill. Will he be able to find something? Dark's TPing out. But LFY still very much in control of the map. Bot lane needs to be dealt with, so Keen gonna head down there now. Alright, Razor is gonna be going for the Shivas instead. Lifestealer is gonna be the one going for the AC. But they're still not really going to be able to buy anything to help deal with the fact that they're gonna get kited. Like, if the Roar target gets snowballed, I think that's just the end of the fight for them. They have to somehow hope that... I guess they can drop the Static Storm on top of it, so that there can't be a snowball to save, but... even after that, there's going to be Force Stabs and Glimmer Capes. Level 3 Exorcism now for Super. Like I said, very easy for him to itemize this game. Doesn't even need BKB. Just grabs the Solar Crest and the Aeon Disc. It's pretty much completely unkillable. Tusk also picking up an Aeon Disc. Left Y. When's Roshan? Still a little while to go. At least a minute and a half. Just waiting for a chance on one of these wards. What do they see? In Flame, who's he going to spot? Looks like it might be the Razor first. Oh, he blinks forward, doesn't actually quite find him. Got the BKB, hasn't used his BKB just yet. Razor should just end up being focused down. No, they're going for the backlines first. Monet actually manages to find Dark. He's latched onto him and he's not going to let go. Nice stomp, does buy a couple of seconds, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Dark going to be chased down on that side. Super with the Exorcism running, just focusing on the left stealer, who does hop inside this melee necro creep, but now he's just part of Team Dire. Okay, alright, Lifestealer pops out, tries to escape, but I think he's just gonna get punched to death. Yep, quite literally. And LFY should be marching down the mid lane to close this one out. Yeah, alright. Key Gaming are done. They're gonna GG out. That means that they are going to be heading into the next match versus IG, while LFY will watch on, and if I game, then LFY and IG I think are both through. I would imagine that is the system that they're using here.